everybody. Hey, hey. How's everybody doing? Good, good. Thank you so much for having me here. My name is Marion. I spell it M-A-R-I-O-N. I spell it the boy way. Clearly, I am not. Speaking of boy, there's a cutie right down there I saw earlier. We can talk after the show. I'm going to cut right to the quick here, which is I am past. I am dead. I died 20 years ago. I died of a disease called aplastic anemia. Maybe some of you have heard of it. It doesn't matter what I died of. I just want you to know that I am in heaven, although some of my children would tell you I'm in hell, and that is not true. I am not. Do y'all know one of my children is here tonight? Her name is Lisbeth. Well, I call her Elizabeth. Y'all call her Liz. She's here tonight. And I'm glad she's here tonight because I want her to hear what I have to say. Thank you for inviting me, Dee. I came here specifically, I want to share a grievance with y'all. And the grievance is this. When I passed, I feel that my children did not show the amount of distraught that would have been appropriate. In fact, I am fairly certain, I remember when they were clutching my Scottish Episcopalian ashes, none of them was screaming, "Oh my God, where do we go from here?" They seemed like they knew exactly where they were going to go, and that galls me. And I'll tell you why. While I was alive, I feel like I was the best mother I could possibly be. They told me frequently that I was a handful. They told me I embarrassed them. Oh my goodness. Some of their arguments may have held water, and it is possible that they have reasons why, I might be in hell. But for the most part, those children of mine hurled accusations at me. Oh my goodness, they tried to slap a label on me every chance they got. Their classifications of me were both untoward and undignified. I told them frequently that a membership to the country club does not an alcoholic make. Now, it is true that Lisbeth herself went through my apartment when I died. Lisbeth found, she found a variety of prescriptions across the great state of North Carolina. She found Darvon and Darvocet, Percodan and Percocet, and Vicodin and Valium. I couldn't help it, I had tooth pain. Speaking of pain, y'all want to hear about Lisbeth's daddy, the father of all my children? Y'all want to hear about Jim Allen? Yeah. All right, I'll tell you. Jim and I, we married very young, and we were like two cats in a gunny sack fighting all the time. We had 3 babies immediately when we were very young, and then we had an oops baby. Y'all know what an oops baby is? I'll tell you. An oops baby is when you think you can take the birth control pill when it's new in 1964, and then it turns out you're allergic to it, and oops, here's Lisbeth. Now that certainly happened. Hold on one second. I just have to get myself mentally organized for just a minute. Oh, all right. Anyway, Jim and I, we were topsy-turvy to say the least, and there were dalliances for sure. In today's lingo, he would be called, I suspect, a sexual addict. I think he's just a horny son of a gun. Jim finally left me after 42 years when he met Margaret. And I don't have anything good to say about Margaret, so I'm not going to say anything about her whatsoever. In fact, I don't have anything else to say about Jim, so I'm not going to speak of him anymore. In fact, I'm just going to change my own subject right now. Have y'all ever heard of a prefrontal lobotomy? No? Okay, I'll tell you what it is. It's when they take a needle and they stick it up your nose and they mess with your brain up here. They used to do it in the 20s and the 30s, 1920s, 1930s. They used to do it when they felt like you couldn't tame your impulses. Well, my daddy had a prefrontal lobotomy when I was 13. He used to go to the goat barn and he would make his own gin, and then he would drink that gin, and then he would strip down, and then he would go out in a dinghy and hunt for U-boats in World War II. Now, we lived on the east coast of North Carolina on the Pungo River. Has anybody heard of the Pungo River? No? Oh my goodness, it's right on the Intercoastal Waterway. Anyway, The Pungo River led to the Neuse River, which led to the Atlantic Ocean right near the Outer Banks. So if a German U-boat had wanted to come in, we suspected that would be a good way for it to come to the United States. Now, my daddy had been in the Navy. He felt like it was his civic duty to hunt for U-boats. And he would tell me, he'd say, "Little honey, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to get a U-boat. And when I do, I'm going to pick it up by its periscope, and I'm going to swing it around my head, and I'm going to fling it back to Europe so you can sleep soundly, Sugar Bear." And I'd say, "Daddy, did you find a U-boat tonight?" And he'd say, "I sure did." My mama, she thought that chasing U-boats naked after drinking in the goat barn, she thought that was an untamed impulse. So she nominated my daddy for a lobotomy. And he didn't cotton very well to that surgery. And sadly, a few months after he had it, he passed while I was holding his hand. And I can promise you that from the moment my daddy died, I was metaphorically adrift on that Pungo River. I never really found my way. In fact, I'm fairly certain the whole time I was on God's green earth, I was lost. So I can understand why my children accuse me of having a rudderless life. I understand that. I told them, compared to my mother, I'm a peach. But that didn't really matter to them. I understand I never really found my way or where I was going. Oh, but I can tell you one thing is for certain. Right now I am in heaven, and you know what? We're having a hell of a good time.